D2 Word Life here with Rip Americano's biggest fan tides.
No, it's more like D2 El Grande Americano and Paul Heyman's bitch here.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you're just mad because of the main event that we just saw how it ended.
It was bullshit.
Well, I'm pretty sure you'll get it out once we get to that part here in this review, but what we're...
Oh, they have no idea what fury has come upon them.
I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked even though we thought it was going to be a possibility, which we'll discuss that when we get to the main event near the end.
Also, did you see them throw a bunch of Dominic Mysterios?
Yes, we'll get to that main event when we get to that main event. But anyway,
and also, did you shit yourself when when his theme song came up?
Very funny. Once again, we'll talk about that experience on the main event. Jeez. But anyway, what we're talking about is we just finished watching WrestleMania 41 Night 1. So that's what we're going to be reviewing, and it took place literally April 19, 2025, the day of this recording, obviously.
4 hours ago.
Yeah. And it took place in Las Vegas, Paradise, Nevada, whatever you want to call it. It's literally, Paradise, Nevada is literally on the outskirts of Vegas.
It's Vegas.
At the Allegiant Stadium. I can't pronounce shit.
Allegiant Stadium.
At Allegiant Stadium. I can't pronounce. I can barely pronounce words.
Your vowels.
At least I can pronounce the number 11.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And the attendance for this show that was announced was 61,467.
It was a pretty fucking... It wasn't really packed out, but it was fucking real damn close.
I mean, yeah, literally, before the show even started, during the pre-show at the end of it, when we saw the look of the stadium with all them people, we even thought, damn, it's packed. That's a crap ton of people there.
Yeah, well, they were expecting at least almost 100,000 plus fucking people at night 1. Night 2 is probably going to have that.
Yeah, I mean, night 2, you know that main event for night 2 is going to be big, and you know everyone's going to want to see that.
Yes. I would still like to go, but yeah.
But anyway, the commentators for night 1 here was your boy Michael Cole.
Go fuck yourself, he's your boy.
Pat McAfee
at least he wasn't wearing an orange singlet this time.
What?
I said at least he wasn't wearing an orange singlet this time.
Yeah. And if you think of the longevity of Michael Cole here, yeah, it's pretty impressive. He's been around since 98, and he's a lead commentator now.
He's been around since 96.
Well, either way, he's been around for like nearly 30 years at this point. So, yeah, that's nearly 30 years of straight Michael Cole, your boy. At least he wasn't wearing an orange suit. Oh, yeah, he's saving the orange suit for tomorrow night, for night 2.
Oh, he's saving it just for you. Okay.
Oh, boy, hell no. This is going to be a long...
No, guys, don't let him fool you. Secret, he's like, yes, orange suit, orange singlet, yes. Yes.
This is going to be a long discussion here for this whole show. I mean, I'm not even using notes. I'm just freaking free winging it here based on my memory of it because we literally just saw the whole thing.
Right? Oh, I thought you said you were taking notes.
Yeah. Oh, I was taking notes about my ratings and the winners and shit, but I wasn't taking notes on the actual matches itself. I just feel like I wanted to just enjoy and watch the damn thing. I mean, ain't that what you do? You just freaking just sit and discuss the big spots without even taking any notes.
I just freeball. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you just wing it and be like, okay, I remember this happened, that happened.
I do everything raw. I do everything uncensored.
So you do it raw, just like on Netflix.
Exactly.
Speaking of Raw, we'll get to that. We'll talk about that before the main event even starts. But the ring announcer, the ring announcer for this event was Alicia Taylor, the only ring announcer here.
The only one that ever does it lately.
Yeah. Remember? I mean, we've been going through WrestleMania's past. There used to be multiple ring announcers, but now it's just one.
Well, Lillian Garcia is still there.
Yeah, but she wasn't a ring announcer for any portion of the night one show.
Probably night two.
Yeah. But anyway, the show kicked off proper with Jelly Rolls singing God Bless America to kick things off. And then, they did the whole video package hyping night one's matches and main events. And main event here.
Yeah.
Which,
especially the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, hell, the opening contest for WrestleMania 41 night one was for the World Heavyweight Championship. And it was the world champion Gunther defending against Jey Uso. And God, I was a troll before the even show started against you earlier during that live stream you did.
And what happened? My prediction came true.
But anyway, we got to talk about this match, or at least some of what we remember from this match up here, this opening contest. It was a great match, things all considered. I mean, at first, freaking Jey Uso brought the fight to Gunther. Gunther brought the fight back to Jey Uso. And of course, Gunther was in control for a while until and then I think at one point near the middle of the match, he actually hit the powerbomb onto Jey Uso, but Jey Uso kicked out to Gunther's shock.
He hit multiple power bombs,
and Jey Uso still kicked out. And I remember at one point Gunther actually freaking got the his sleeper choke submission hold on him like twice, and both times freaking Jey Uso got out of it. And I'm just like, okay, when is this match going to end? I mean, and then Jey Uso even supercut Gunther. I think he nailed him with a big splash.
The Uso splash. First time. Got a 2 count.
Yeah, I got a 2 count. Gunther kicked out of that. And here's the part where it got a little bit weird, and it reminded me somewhat of you. I know, I'm not talking about the no-selling here. That joke is old anyway. I'm talking about when Gunther went on offense near the end of the match, started chopping freaking Jey Uso, started, wearing him down. And you know what Jey Uso was doing? He was laughing about it. For some reason, that reminded me of you. Because I'm like, okay, if you're inflicting pain and he's laughing, you got to be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Or just be crazy.
Or just because that's why I was like, if you're the one inflicting the pain on somebody and they just start laughing out of nowhere, I think you're pretty much fucked. And what did Jey Uso do?
You're referring to every match that we've had in 2K with me just laughing like a madman.
Yes. And what did Jey Uso do? He fought back. I think he hit multiple super kicks onto freaking Gunther to get him down, and hit maybe
I counted 5 fucking super kicks.
5 super kicks all to freaking Gunther's head and face. Freaking he nailed. I counted 3 Uso splashes. All it was
he hit 5 freaking super kicks, 3 freaking spears.
3 freaking spears, and I think 2 or 3 freaking
Uso splashes.
Yeah, all over freaking Gunther's freaking torso, his side, his back. And right when Gunther was beaten down and everyone would be satisfied, Jey Uso decided to go the crazy insane route. And what I mean by that is he locked freaking Gunther in his old freaking chokehold.
And Gunther tapped out
to his own submission hold. So therefore, the winner of the match and new world champion was Jey Uso. Something I thought I would never call.
I literally told you, Monday night, after the show, that he was scared. And you're like, oh, no, he's not scared. Bullshit, he wasn't. This was a whole different kind of fucking Jey Uso.
Like I believe the only other
Dude.
Like I believe the only other WrestleMania match that I remember seeing where the participant lost to their own maneuver was Triple H when he lost to Rollins after Rollins hit the pedigree on him at 33. And then we just see freaking Gunther tap out to his own submission hold here.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, getting beaten by your own regular maneuver and get pinned is one thing, but tapping out to your own submission hold, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That would be like Bret Hart tapping out to the sharpshooter if it was applied to him by someone other than Owen Hart because they shared the same submission hold. So I'm just like, huh?
Shawn Michaels. He tapped out to Shawn Michaels.
He never tapped out to Shawn Michaels, despite my sarcastic joke in that video.
It doesn't matter. The Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, Bret never tapped. But
He
anyway.
tapped.
But yeah, whatever. We can
You
debate.
just didn't see it.
You just didn't see it. Yeah, bullshit. We can debate that till the cows come home. But even though that cow is fucking dead, I'd rather not beat the dead horse with a stick anymore. I'd rather just continue talking about this event, thank you. I mean, we went to depth with this freaking screw job there in the Survivor Series 97 review, okay? Which you could also see on this channel, but or listen to on this channel, but anyway, after the match, Jey Uso celebrated with Jimmy Uso in the ring, celebrating the World Championship win.
Do you know for damn sure fucking Rikishi was there, front row?
Yes. And this is obviously the biggest championship win that Jey Uso had in his career, or more likely a singles career. I mean, hell,
he's the fucking champion. It's the biggest in his entire fucking career. Dude, he's had multiple fucking close calls at winning that title. And then he won the Royal Rumble. And then beat Gunther's ass.
Yes. No, mistake. It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that makes him I believe the fourth member of the Anoa'i family to have a world championship win in his career. Yokozuna, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and now Jey Uso.
Yep.
So yeah, that family has a freaking handful of world champions there. Right. And more to come. It looked like it was a good night for that family here that wrestles in the WWE today. We'll get to the other one.
Next time Jimmy gets a chance, he wins the fucking SmackDown title.
Oh, you mean the you mean the WWE Championship?
Yes.
That is currently held by Cody Rhodes, but may not be for much longer, depending on how Night 2's main event turns out.
I still say Cena's going to win it.
Oh, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I will be going through the rest of at the end of this, I will be going through the WrestleMania Night 2 freaking card and giving our somewhat predictions here, I guess.
Yes.
At the end of this review. But anyway, we go on to after like a couple breaks, ads, whatever. There's some here. There's like one that's noteworthy here that I took down, but other than that, I was just advertising more build up or other events going on. So, but anyway,
is it bad? Is it really bad that when the Snickers commercial showed up a couple times, I was thinking back to that reel that I sent you?
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. And don't you say it here. Oh, yeah, by the way, we all know how much you love a big, bold, spicy meat stick.
Oh, we all know that you love Michael Cole's big, bold, spicy meat stick.
You know Michael Cole knows exactly what he's saying. You know Michael Cole knows exactly what he's saying when he's implying when he says that.
Exactly.
He ain't fooling nobody.
Nope.
But anyway. Okay.
And it was the 100-year anniversary of the blimp.
Yeah.
The Goodyear blimp.
The Goodyear blimp, yeah. I know they mentioned that too. But anyway, we go back. Anyway, return to the ring for the second match of the night, which was for the World Tag Team Championships, which the World Tag Team Champions Award Raiders were taking on your boys, the New Day.
No. They're not the New Day. They're the Boo Day.
Okay,
And they're your boys.
Okay, to be honest here, I didn't really see. I mean, I seen the entrances for the New Day and the War Raiders, but I I was putting I was putting my dinner plates away when the match really started. Isn't bad by the time I got back, the first thing I see of this match was Xavier Woods getting crushed by 350 pounds on the top rope. I think it was Eric who squashed him. Of course, I did show a replay what happened.
You mean Ivar?
Or Ivar was the one who squashed him. I'm just thinking, damn! Right?
Xavier Woods didn't get just crushed by Ivar once. He got crushed multiple times.
And all I can think about is like, I remember it was years ago when the New Day came out giving out pancakes. Now they became pancakes. That's what I was thinking at that moment.
They became chocolate chip unicorn pancakes.
But I'm pretty sure you can remember this spot. Like at the literal start of the match, I guess they were brawling on the outside. This is the part I didn't see. And I guess both members of New Day got crushed on the ring apron by the Raiders.
Okay, this is how it fucking went. Okay, they were brawling. Fucking, they get into the ring.
Yeah.
Ivar is in there. It was either Kofi or Woods. I think it was Kofi. He gets crushed. Kofi tags in Rhodes. No. Ivar tags in Eric.
Yeah.
Then Kofi. No, it was Kofi that was the legal for the Boo Day.
For the
Kofi cuts off the ring through most of the match and just tags in Xavier. They start hitting him. Then Eric fights back, literally destroys Woods, tags in Ivar. Ivar destroys Woods. Kofi comes in to help. They both get tossed out. They're leaning up against the edge of the fucking ring. And fucking, you know what Ivar does? He fucking runs 350-pound man running and just freaking cross-body checks them into the fucking side of the ring.
Yeah, when they replayed that spot back, that's part I didn't see. I was busy putting away my old dinner plates there. I looked at that, I'm just like, ow. That looked like it hurt like a lot.
That was not an ow. That was a... Fuck, we're dead.
Talk about a New Day.
350-pound man flying.
Talk about
I remind you.
Yeah.
Flying at you. And you're just laying prone against the fucking ring apron.
Yeah, talk about freaking New Day pancakes, am I right?
Exactly.
It's like the War Raiders pretty much turned them into flapjacks. They would eat for breakfast.
Yes.
Hey boy, but then eventually the New Day were able to get control of the match somewhat by fighting back, even though they were at a disadvantage, getting dominated early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were working on Eric's repaired neck or whatever, trying to target the neck area.
They were working on both Ivar's and Eric's
necks. Yeah, trying to freaking weaken the body part. I know one of them recently had neck surgery a couple years ago.
Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of weakened the Raiders up somewhat, so pretty much we're on to an even playing field, and that was pretty much the story of this match, but you want to get to how this match ended? Because it ended with some shenanigans.
Ivar fucking literally does a fucking flip off the fucking top rope. I'm like, well, these fuckers are done.
Oh, and seeing a big man freaking do a aerial assault like that in any capacity is always impressive. Can't believe I forgot about that.
These fuckers are done.
Yeah. But anyway, the ending of the match. There was some shenanigans going on at the end.
Yeah.
And, Well, huh. And what would those shenanigans be? I'm pretty sure you remember it.
Ivar went to. Well, Eric did the knee and then did the knee again to him, but freaking angry as hell.
Yeah.
And then they went for the War Machine. Ivar was going to jump off the middle rope like he normally did and hit them with the clothesline. But Kofi yanked the rope and Ivar fell on his neck.
Yeah, on the outside. So a little outside interference, which opened the door for the New Day to take advantage. I think Kofi Kingston hit a Trouble in Paradise.
Yes.
And Xavier Woods hit his freaking maneuver. I keep forgetting his finishing maneuver that he.
Water roll.
Yeah. But either way,
just to finish the match, they used their double team freaking daylight
or whatever it is. And when freaking Xavier Woods was covering for the pin, freaking Kofi Kingston was hanging onto the feet.
Yes.
I believe it onto the feet of not Eric, of Ivar here, and that's how they got the 3 count in the World Tag Team titles.
Yes.
And somewhere in your house, you were celebrating because we all know the New Day are your boys, and you're happy they're champions once again.
No. I never liked the New Day.
But anyway, your thoughts on this tag team matchup?
It was good. I'd rather fucking War Raiders retain their titles, but
I mean, it was
they'll
good.
get it back.
Yeah, I mean, this feud between the War Raiders and the New Day are not over. They're going to have more matches against each other.
It's not over by far.
So, yeah, anyway. To me, it felt like something. It's the only weak match I considered weak. Well, it's not weak as in, oh, yeah, you can just forget about it. It just felt like more of a Raw match than a WrestleMania match. But, seeing the New Day get flattened, though, was pretty entertaining. Multiple times. So at least the New Day got their asses handed to them before they stole the win.
Yes.
Which I guess makes the fans that hate the New Day happy, I guess. As a little consolation. It's like they may have won, but they got their ass kicked beforehand. And they got a cheap win at that. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, they barely escaped with the titles, but the next time the Raiders get their hands on the New Day, it's going to be a lot more intense. Right?
Yeah.
And speaking of intense, here's the next match on the card is an intense feud. And, well, I'm talking about that grudge match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. That was the next match on the card.
Yeah.
Whew. Now, this one was built off of Jade Cargill getting attacked by a mystery assailant backstage on SmackDown in the parking lot area. Everyone for the longest time thought it was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, only for Jade Cargill to come back at Elimination Chamber, and she visually attacked Naomi, that's setting up this feud. And Naomi freaking admitted that she did it for Bianca. Yes, I had to say, I had to give a Rikishi reference in there. They even mentioned that during the commentary, I believe. Right? When talking about the attack here. But yeah, Naomi pretty much said she was going to destroy Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill's looking out for revenge. And honestly, you think there's a little something else going on with this little angle, too. If I'm not mistaken, and you mentioned that a few times.
Yeah, no, I still think that Bianca helped. Because there's no way in hell that Naomi could just attack her out of nowhere. That she had some kind of help.
But yeah, Naomi came out. She came out with her new heel theme song. There was no glow, no nothing. It was just, caution tape. Out in a caution tape attire. No dancing around, no nothing. Signifying, signifying, she's a heel. And of course,
it was about time.
And of course, Jade Cargill came out looking pissed and intense, like she always is. Right? And these two actually had a good scrap back and forth, not gonna lie. Right? Now, what are some spots you remember from this Cargill Naomi grudge?
Yeah, son. Yeah, son went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Anything can happen in one of these videos, right?
oh shit. Yeah.
But anyway, Cargill was bringing the fight to Naomi, looking for revenge here throughout this match, just pretty much dominating here. But then Naomi was able to fight back.
Yeah.
And what are some spots that you remember from this little grudge match? Besides dying here. Not to make fun or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I know either way.
Jade Cargill actually put up a fight.
Naomi was putting up a fight in her own right. This match could have gone either way.
Yep.
And, and I know in the end, Naomi got a little bit too cocky near the end of the matchup, but Jade Cargill fought back and actually hit the Jaded on Naomi for the win.
Yeah.
After freaking she caught Naomi in midair and hit a slam on her.
Yep.
But what other spots you remember from this one? Because to me, it was like domination for the most part from Jade's end.
It was mostly one-sided.
Of course, gotta give him credit to Naomi. She tried a bunch of comeback moves, submission holds to put freaking Jade Cargill down. But in the end, Cargill freaking just straightened out and actually fought back, caught Naomi in midair and actually freaking lifted her up, turned around and smashed her face into the mat before hitting a Jaded.
Yeah.
To finish her to get the win. And honestly, I think this was one of the best matches tonight. I'm sorry, I just wanted to sit back and enjoy it. That's why I'm like, okay, we need to go back and forth with this. But, it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe in the years to come, it'll become an underrated or an underappreciated classic. Who knows? Yeah, there we go. You okay there, boy?
Yeah, I just told you, fucking soda went down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, been there, done that. It sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we go on to the U.S. title match after that. It was U.S.
Well, we went to a backstage segment of where Bayley got attacked. And her tag team partner has 24 hours to find another partner, or else she loses her chance at the tag team titles.
Yeah, Lyra Valkyria has to find a new tag team partner. I wonder who attacked Bayley backstage. They never made that known.
Nope.
Maybe the women's tag champions had something to do with that.
Well, I think they did, because then they freaking show up and freaking literally say, "Oh, we didn't do anything. She loses her title. We get to get a forfeit win."
Oh, can't wait to discuss that tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we have a United States title match. Jacob Fatu was challenging U.S. champion LA Knight for the championship. Jacob Fatu's first WrestleMania, LA Knight's second WrestleMania. Again, it's like Jacob Fatu looked like a monster out there, and despite LA Knight putting up a fight against him, I know that.
Yeah. Well, LA Knight in the beginning, fucking hit his BTE, the blunt force trauma.
He tried to hit the blunt force trauma, but Jacob Fatu just knows all it. Was like,
he fucking knows like you on 2K.
Does he know like you on 2K?
Nope.
I gotta be honest here. I mean, I don't know why, but for some reason I was just dozing off during this one. That's why I'm like, is there any spots you remember from this? Because I fell asleep.
Fucking Jacob Fatu fucking reversed it. Then he freaking literally beat the shit out of him. It was basically one-sided after that.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah,
And he went for his moonsault.
like Jacob went for
Freaking, he got LA Knight hit his finisher yet again. Got a two count
here. Yeah.
And then he started going on the advantage a little bit, but Jacob freaking reversed it and then freaking hit him again with the moonsault and got the 1, 2, 3.
So yeah, with that, Jacob Fatu was the new U.S. champion here. I mean, this is a match you got to see yourself. I mean, I was dozing off watching this. I don't know why. By the time I freaking finally woke up and realized what was going on, the match was over with Jacob Fatu winning.
Well, because it was a relatively short match. It was really quick.
Yeah. I didn't have enough coffee or Monster to stay awake during this one, I guess.
Probably.
You know, anything can happen, really.
Yep.
So yeah, Jacob Fatu is the new U.S. champion. Now, I guess we gotta wait and see what comes of his title reign. Honestly, I think Jacob Fatu would be a dominant U.S. champion. Honestly, I think Jacob Fatu should just break away and feud with Solo Sikoa at this point. Of course, I did like freaking Jacob Fatu's entrance wearing that werewolf mask.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight being driven down to the rampway for his entrance. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool to see, right?
Yep.
So it's like, it was all right, but I think freaking in the long run, I don't think LA Knight needs the U.S. title anymore. I think he's just move up since his popularity is up there. I won't be surprised if we see him competing for the World Championship at some point.
Well, he also competed twice in a U.S. title match on SmackDown.
Yeah. So yeah, I think at some point LA Knight's going to be pushed up the ladder. Some probably competing for the WWE or World Championships at some point.
Probably.
Because, his popularity's up there at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that's why he dropped the U.S. title. I'm pretty sure he'll get a rematch, which Jacob Fatu will win also. So, yeah, there you go. By the way, I thought it was a good short match. It served what it did. From what I saw, right?
Yeah.
And then they advertised that WrestleMania 42 next year will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yep.
On April 11th and April 12th, 2026.
Yep.
So obviously, when that event happens, we're going to be freaking reviewing that next year, obviously.
I may be going next year.
To New Orleans.
Yes.
Where the Gators are.
Yeah.
The same place where the streak died.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, you're just like we haven't reviewed WrestleMania 30 yet. But anyway, the next match on this card, which I think is the weakest match of the night, and it was Rey Fenix substituting for an injured Rey Mysterio, who literally got injured 24 hours ago on SmackDown. And he was taking on your boy, El Grande Americano, a.k.a. Chad Gable, wearing a mask.
What your boy, El Grande Americano?
A.k.a. Chad Gable under a mask.
Yes. And of course he has to fucking cheat to win again.
Well, despite him cheating to win, I think one of the spots that stuck out is when Chad Gable, or should we say Americano, did that 450 splash off the top rope to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And, Rey Fenix started fighting back with more high-flying moves and everything else. And, he was on the offense for a good minute until Americano or Gable, whatever you want to call him, freaking got the upper hand again with suplexes and freaking applying the ankle lock on Ray Phoenix.
Well, he applied the ankle lock on it after he fucking kicked him right in the face when he had the fucking steel plate in his mask.
Ray Phoenix did not give up. Of course, when the referee wasn't looking, Chad Gable reached into his tights and put that steel plate in his freaking mask.
Yes.
And freaking, and he freaking gave, Ray Phoenix actually kicked freaking Gable in the head, but he injured his ankle in doing that. That's when the ankle lock was applied, like you said.
Well, he could have gone for, because he knocked Gable out.
Yep.
Or Hyundai Americano out for a few seconds with that fucking kick.
Yeah, but then, the ankle lock was applied after that, and Ray Phoenix did not tap out. More offense from Americano here, including a freaking flying headbutt with that freaking steel plate in his mask, by the way.
Yes, that's all fucking Gable can do. Or El Grande Americano.
And then freaking, I think that's how Chad Gable got the win, too, by the way.
Yes.
After that, and I'm just like, well, this was the weakest match on the card. It could have been better. And we never got to see El Grande Americano unmasked. It's kind of funny, though, because before the match even started, freaking even Michael Cole was like, hey, Chad, how you doing? After Americano made his entrance into the ring.
Well, we know that it's Chad, because he always does that fucking pose that he has as well.
Yeah. But, the 450 splash was impressive, but after that, I'm just like, okay, this is reverting to freaking cheating blatantly.
Yep.
How will this pay off when El Grande Americano gets freaking goddamn unmasked? Revealing Chad Gable the whole time.
Well, I also like the fact that Cole said, if he's really a luchador, then why doesn't he respect the luchador tradition of leaving the mask alone?
Exactly, because at one point, Chad Gable tried to rip the mask off of Phoenix.
Well, he also tried to pick a fight with Vikingo.
Yes, too.
And then fucking Vikingo just fucking kicked him right in the side of the face.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and speaking of celebrities...
Ray Phoenix should be disqualified.
For what? Chad Gable fucking picked the fight out there. Oh,
and
sorry.
The bell never rang.
Oh, sorry. I mean, Americano picked the fight out there with a guy. Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of celebrities, earlier in the show, throughout the show, they did show some celebrities that were sitting in the crowd, including freaking musician, freaking modern day Harry Houdini. Chris Angel was also in the crowd.
Yep.
Which that's not.
It's magician, not musician.
Magician, yeah. Which ain't really surprising because Chris Angel does work a show over at the Luxor in Vegas.
Well, he also lives in Vegas.
And he lives there, obviously. And that brought me way back. I'm like, I remember watching Mind Freak. Jesus Christ, how does he do it? Right?
Yeah.
I don't care. That was a good show. So, yeah, we're almost...
No one knows.
Yep. So, we go on to one of the best matches of the night, in my opinion, which was for the Women's Championship. It's like your woman Tiffy time, or Tiffany Stratton defending the Women's Championship against the...
No. You liked how she came out in a fucking Barbie thing.
Yeah, she was defending the Women's Championship against the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
And yes, Tiffany Stratton made her entrance pretty much out of a freaking Barbie box.
Yep.
Which I hate to say, it reminds me of when I had that picture taken in a fucking Barbie box on the, when I was on a Reno trip last year.
Yeah, it was a jackass in a box.
Hell, I even sent you that photo and you were like, hey, look, it's a jackass in a box.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was funny. I just got a flashback to that day. I'm like, son of a bitch. I knew. And I had a feeling you'd probably bring it up, but I did anyway. I beat you to it.
No, I already said, and I said that you were a jackass in a box.
And of course, Flair made her entrance afterwards, and the match was on. both of them didn't hold back at all. Of course, Charlotte Flair's knee was heavily braced, because she had knee surgery while she was out for the entirety of 2024.
Well, she had a freaking meniscus torn, freaking ACL.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of other shit.
I mean, these two were just going at it. Yeah, these two were going at it. Pretty much, you couldn't tell who had the advantage. It could have gone either way. I mean, yeah, honestly, it was the best women's match of the night, in my opinion. Near the end of the match, Charlotte Flair was going for the figure four, but Tiffany Stratton kept working on the leg, and at this point, the bedazzled knee brace was loosened, I should say. Right?
Yeah.
Why Charlotte Flair felt like her knee brace needed to have jewels and shit all over to match her title, I don't know. It looked cheesy to me. All right. But oh well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, the knee was the weak point here. And about the ending here, I just felt like the right person won with Tiffany Stratton retaining the championship here, but yeah, so what exactly happened in the ending here? If you remember. My mind's like jumbled all over the place.
For the figure 8.
Yep.
Which got reversed into a pin.
Which that was a kick out. That was a 2 count. Yeah.
Go for the second time, which got reversed again into a pin and got the 3 count.
No, I think Stratton also hit her finisher move off the top rope to finish her off as well.
Yeah.
And that's how the pin happened. Yeah, if I remember correctly, she did that moonsault, the prettiest moonsault off the top rope to pin Flair. After a good battle back and forth, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know our description really ain't doing it justice here, but, it's something you got to go back and watch yourself. That, to me, was the match of the night up at that point. Right?
Yep.
So, yeah, Tiffany Stratton retains the women's championship, which means Charlotte Flair's outing, didn't pay, Royal Rumble win didn't really pay off for championship glory here. Not that she's really complaining about it. Because I know she'll end up getting the championship back at some point, and all the internet wrestling community will be pissed off about it.
Just like you.
Oh, just like you. I know for a fact you're not a big freaking Charlotte Flair fan either.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know you're a Tiffany Stratton fan.
Not really, no.
Whatever you say. And of course, afterwards, they did talk about the Hall of Fame class of 2025, which I'm pretty sure they'll do again tomorrow night during WrestleMania Night 2. So, more than likely, I probably won't go over that again, but I'll probably just give it a mention. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, the class of 2025 was Bret Hart and Steve Austin for their WrestleMania 13 match, which was their immoral moment or whatever they want to call it now. The Natural Disasters, Michelle McCool, Lex Luger, who wasn't present there, but he was still there at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And of course, Triple H, who now runs this business. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the Hall of Fame class of 2025 here. And boy, I would love to talk about this triple threat match, but sorry, I cannot do that without first talking about the friggin' goddamn experience last Monday. So yeah, why don't you tell them what we did when Raw was on air this past Monday?
Oh, we went to go see the Go Home show of Raw.
That was held in Sac.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the nosebleed section way up behind even the entrance stage. You had better seats than I did.
We had the Sting rafter seats.
Basically. So you get for cheap seats, even though they weren't really cheap at all, they were like 80 plus. For mine, at least. And yours.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
know. But, I mean, Roman Reigns, the same thing with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman when Reigns shoved Heyman down. Yeah, I was there in attendance, way up there, and then, well, let's just say
he almost shit himself on Seth Rollins' entrance when it came. Right when it said burn it down, he almost shit himself.
Yes, I was literally like, oh shit. And then and I'm just like, okay, this is awkward. And then and then I told you and our friend who was with us, and both of you were laughing hysterically. You were like, dang, if you were sitting next to us and that happened, we'd be on the ground laughing.
Yes, I would.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that's the freaking story. God, when this gets put out, I can imagine more freaking jokes coming out. Right? But anyway, the main event of night one here was that triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, with Paul Heyman in CM Punk's corner. Now, Seth Rollins had like his cool entrance where he came out wearing his funny looking attire. Lights went out, and then he was wearing all white attire. Right?
Yep.
And then, of course, Roman Reigns made his slow walk to the ring. Everyone acknowledging Roman Reigns, except for you, because you're an asshole with no taste.
No, I don't like Roman.
Oh, you will acknowledge him.
I will not.
And, of course, CM Punk got played to the ring by Living Color. It's called the Personality theme song.
Twice.
Yep. This is the second time he had it done. The first time was 12 years ago at WrestleMania 29, which was CM Punk's final WrestleMania match until tonight. Or until this one, right?
Yes.
And I remember CM Punk stole the show at WrestleMania 29 against The Undertaker that year. And was the last victim of the streak.
The wrong person won.
You can say that all you want. But we're about to review it here. Now, the match started off chaotically here, as you assume it would be, because this obviously triple threat match had no DQs, right? Yep. Including Punk and Rollins fighting in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Where CM Punk freaking nailed Rollins with Liv Morgan, freaking aka a trash can, right? Punk also suplexed Rollins on a Dominic, aka a trash can.
You mean that they threw and hit each other with Dominic Mysterio?
Yes. Yes. And then when they were fighting back to ringside, I think freaking it was Punk who also took Raquel and hit Rollins with him. Rollins with it, aka another trash can. So there you go. The Judgment Day secretly made an appearance at night one, just in the crowd.
Well, you forgot Finn Balor. And Carlito.
Exactly. They weren't present.
Yes, they were. They were prime bottles.
That's Logan Paul. Because fuck them, right?
They were the stand of the prime bottles then.
But yeah, freaking this match could have gone back and forth. Could have gone either way. Roman got in control of it at one point, including freaking Rollins freaking yelling at Reigns like halfway through the match, saying, "Hey, Punk is a disease. He shouldn't even be here. This should be us fighting, not him." It's like, makes sense, Roman. It looked like Roman at one point was going to team with Rollins to take out Punk with a powerbomb. Shield powerbomb until Reigns hit Rollins in the face. And powerbomb Punk to the English announce table. And then Roman did the same thing to freaking Rollins through the Spanish announce table.
Yep.
And then a little bit later, near the end of the match up here, you had freaking Roman Reigns put the chokehold on the CM Punk, only for CM Punk to reverse it into the Anaconda Vice, which Rollins broke up. Oh, let's talk about the sequence. I actually like this sequence here. At one point, CM Punk nailed the GTS onto Rollins, and then Roman came in with a spear, and then Rollins hit freaking Reigns with the curve stop, knocking all three of them down. Right? And at this point, I'm just like, okay.
Well, Roman hit Punk with a spear, went to hit Rollins with the spear. Rollins reversed it into the pedigree and a stomp.
And that was still like a near fall or kick out or pin broken up. Either way, the match didn't end there. Oh, Jesus. Right?
Yes.
And at that point, I was losing my shit. I'm like, okay, this is a great match. I cannot tell who's going to win. This is very close. Possibly he's up there to one of the best triple threat matches I've seen. And then we get to the conflicting finish. Right?
Yep.
Huh. And this is pretty much all we got to talk about. This is one that you got y'all ticked off here. Paul Heyman just sneakily, when all three men were down, Paul Heyman sneakily went out there, walked around ringside, took a chair, and he looked at, and Roman was like, give me the chair, and Paul Heyman shook his head no, and gave the chair to Punk.
Yeah, and then he gives him a fucking low blow.
Yeah, and right when freaking Punk was about to tag Reigns, Paul Heyman low blowed Punk. And then Heyman ended up giving the chair to Roman Reigns, saying, I acknowledge.
After he literally went down on his knees,
saying, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief.
Over to him with the damn thing, presenting him like a fucking crown, saying, oh, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. And then he's like, fuck it. Boom.
Low blow to Reigns.
Grinded it.
Yes.
He just fucking really grinded on fucking Roman's nuts.
Yes. Right when Reigns looked like he was going to end it with Rollins, Paul Heyman low blowed Roman Reigns. In a shocking moment.
After Reigns had already unleashed hell on Punk.
Yes. So, Punk was out of the equation. Reigns just got turned on again. And that's when freaking Rollins took the advantage, nailed a curve stomp to Reigns, and pinned Reigns to win the match.
Well, no, Heyman's all like, oh, this is the Shield moment. The Shield is done. Hit him with it. And then he's just like, fuck you.
Low blow.
And then Rollins literally puts out his hand. Freaking Heyman gives him the damn chair. And freaking Rollins just starts beating the shit out of him with the damn chair.
Yes.
And then curb stomps him for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I just sat there wide. I'm like, what did we see? Now, going back to our Raw experience, I remember when the show was over, when we were leaving, you and I pulled out the possibility that maybe Paul Heyman will turn on both Reigns and Punk. But then we all decided that's crazy since Heyman had no history with Rollins and he has history with Reigns and Punk.
It was before the show.
Well, before the show, after I know it was mentioned at some point.
We were in line waiting at the door to be let into the show.
Yeah, and then with this happening, I'm just like, oh my God. I know we pointed this out as a possibility, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen. Did you?
Nope.
Huh. So Rollins got the win here on night one in a shocking twist because I thought Reigns was going to win it. You and a friend thought freaking Punk was going to win it, but it ended up being Rollins winning it and siding with Heyman. Huh. Like, Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, and that's how WrestleMania ended with Rollins standing tall as the winner of this triple threat match.
Yep.
And you know there's going to be serious hell to pay from freaking Punk and Reigns in the future going forward against Heyman and Rollins.
Yep.
So yeah, Paul Heyman has 2 new enemies on his back, and so does
Yep.
Rollins still. So
Yep.
Rollins' feud with both these competitors is not over from here.
Nope.
It just made it more intense with this ending.
Yep.
That even though we pointed out as a possibility, I didn't even want to believe was going to happen.
Shit happens.
Yeah. It's like right when you think you know the ending, the WWE changes the story. That's pretty much what happened here.
Exactly.
In an unexpected twist. You're like, huh? What? Like when he turned on freaking CM Punk and teased that he was back to Reigns, that actually made sense to me. I actually fully expected that, not Heyman turning on Reigns too and siding with Rollins. That's why I was shocked about it.
That made absolutely no fucking sense.
Exactly, right? Okay, so now we go to our favorite freaking part of this review, and that's our rating system. Boy, I know this was just a shoot from the hip kind of review, but it is what it is. Jey Uso defeating Gunther to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I gave that one 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
You and I both agree that was the right decision. Right. The New Day defeating the War Raiders to win the World Tag Team Championships. Yeah, the ending kind of didn't do it for me, so I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
4.
Damn, I always knew the New Day were boys.
No,
Giving that a score of 4.
Later.
Giving that a score of 4. But yeah, mine for that was 3.5. Jade Cargill defeating Naomi in that grudge match. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5.
Fair. Jacob Fatu defeating LA Knight to win the United States Championship. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
4.5.
Yeah, about the same, give or take. Your boy El Grande Americano defeating Ray Phoenix. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
0.
That one a 0. At least I was nice. I gave it average.
0.
So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5. You gave it 0. Either way, whatever. It felt like a Raw match to me. Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair to retain the Women's Championship. I gave that one 5 out of 5.
4.5.
Yep. And of course, the WrestleMania 41 Night 1 main event, which saw Seth Rollins defeat Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Shenanigans, even the shenanigans included, because it was obviously no DQ stipulation. And with a shocking ending, I gave that one 5 out of 5.
It was a 5 out of 5.
Yes. So all things considered, my final grade for WrestleMania 41 Night 1, I gave an A to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree? It's an A-graded show?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next freaking review we're going to be doing is obviously going to be WrestleMania Night 2. The continuation of this 2-day WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about this and well, the next classic pay-per-view review we're going to be doing will be my choice for this next week following WrestleMania 41. And well, out of all the ones that I could possibly think of, and since they made a reference to it earlier during the Naomi match, I kind of want to revisit the whole I did it for the Rock situation. And I know we did No Mercy 2000, so the classic pay-per-view I kind of want to review this next week is Survivor Series 2000. Where we actually get The Rock versus Rikishi and that main event between Austin and Triple H. And I know you're regretting that.
Why?
Because we haven't done that event yet.
It was shit.
Well, I guess at the end of the week, we'll figure out how shit it will be.
It was shit.
Hey, the ending to the pay-per-view was memorable enough.
And you can go fuck yourself.
Oh
You make me watch that? It's my turn.
yeah, and we got Backlash coming up in May here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll review a classic Backlash event beforehand. We don't know. There's only like 4 weeks left before that event.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll also remember to say what the classic event we'll be reviewing this week will be at the end of tomorrow's night 2 main event show. So anyway, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow for WrestleMania night 2, and so we'll talk to y'all then. Peace.
Deuces.